Hey all, I wanted to make a video about the shooting and about what I think about that, and the response to it from the media and stuff like that. And first off, I would just say the liberals in the media, especially, they talk about we need to talk about gun control, sensible gun laws, and everything else. And the main reason why myself and I feel a lot of people who own guns don't want to have a discussion with liberals is actually because of liberals. And the reason why I say that is because they're liars. I know that anyone with a brain knows that the liberal goal is to ban guns outright. Not a, quote, sensible legislation. It's take all guns. They hate guns. They always bring up the Australian gun buyback, which was confiscation. It was mandatory buyback. That's confiscation. That means that you are not allowed to own a gun. That's what they want. So when I know that's the launching point of my conversation with you, I'm not going to believe anything that you say. You're not going to be able to tell me that you just want to have a conversation about creating, quote, sensible gun laws, and that's all this is. Stop pretending like it's about confiscation of guns. It is. I know that. I know for a fact that if we ban all assault rifles, which is just a gun that looks scary, if we ban all of those, and 6 months later there's a school shooting with a handgun, they're then going to go after handguns. It's common sense. So the whole point is with liberals, with this debate, you can't give an inch. Because if you do, they're going to take a mile, and everyone knows it. So that's my position as to why I wouldn't even consider this stuff with liberals. Then the other thing is whenever anybody brings up about having more guns, the liberals' response is always the same. More guns, more guns. Oh my God, you're an idiot. You want more guns. That's always the right-wing answer. I wish CNN, MSNBC, and any news outlet would interview any student who was in that school and ask them a very specific question. When you were standing in that classroom, would you have wanted someone in that room with you to have a gun to protect you? Or would you have rather stood there with fucking books to throw at them? It is a very simple observation. Of course you want someone with a gun. Whenever this happens, these liberal fucking lunatics act like it's insane to say it would be better if somebody else there had a gun. When one of these instances happen, what is the first thing every person at that location does? They call people and say, hey, get some more fucking people here with guns. All people are saying is, hey, instead of making phone calls to say, hey, we got a fucking lunatic running around shooting people, we need more people here with guns. Why don't we have a plan in place that has guns on the premises? Allow teachers, if they want to take extra training and whatnot, to have a firearm with them. If you're a teacher and you don't want to do that, then don't. If you're a teacher who would be comfortable doing that, then you can do it. That seems like a pretty sensible solution. It's not a solution to stop the violence, but it's a solution to stop it from killing 17, 20, 30 people because no one's there to stop the person shooting. So that's my opinion on that. And then the other thing is, it just infuriates me to watch people in the media talk about this, and they sit there with their fucking moral superiority that think they're so great because they're anti-gun and blah, 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 and anyone who owns a gun they have blood on their hands and you have blah, blah, blah. But if you bring up the fact of closing the southern border, you're a racist. 161 people a day die of drug overdoses in this country. It is factual information that the drugs are coming across the southern border. And just FYI, the 161 people a day who die, that's probably not even the greatest damage that's done by that. Talk to people whose family members are addicted to heroin. Just because their family member's alive, it's not so swell. It's not so swell for that family to have that going on. If you are a conservative and you say, I want to close down the southern border to prevent drugs from coming across that border, you are labeled a racist. So spare me your moral outrage, you pieces of shit that don't care at all against anyone, don't care about anyone at all. The only thing you care about is political votes, using every issue for a political weapon. The reason why there's such a divide in this country is because of the left. They scream, you have blood on your hands, you're a traitor. If you disagree with them, that's the language they use. If someone on the right were to use that language, they're hateful, they're dangerous, they're all of these things. Everyone on the left uses this language. It has been poured into the ears of these people on the left by the leadership in the Democratic Party. And that is the reason why we have such a divide. You cannot even talk to a person on the left anymore without them saying you're a Russian bot, you're a racist, you're X, Y, or Z isms. It's a joke. It's so upsetting to sit here and watch this stuff, and you have people on there that the only thing this is they're trying to use this as a wedge to get votes. They could absolutely give a shit about the people who were killed in that school. They do not care. If they did care, then they would close the southern border to stop the 161 people per day that are dying from drug overdoses, and maybe put some laws in place to curb that major problem that we have in our country. But they will not. And the reason why they won't is because of votes. They do not care. Interested to hear what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts.